Jody Baumstein. I'm a licensed therapist with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We want to be having conversations about mental health because we know that when we don't talk about it, it doesn't stop people from struggling. It just creates a lot of isolation and shame. And when we do talk about it, we're decreasing stigma and we're increasing the chances that somebody is going to get the support and access to treatment that they really need. So it's important that we have these conversations. So when we think about supporting mental health in kids, we have to think about what are we doing to support our own mental health. And this is really important because we can't really expect kids to do something that we're not willing to do ourselves. We're role modeling, and whether we like it or not, they're watching us all the time. So we want to think about proactively prioritizing these healthy habits. We all know they're important, but they're normally the first thing that go out the window when we're stressed. So that means the quality sleep, balanced nutrition, plenty of physical activity and movement. These are things that we know are important, but we sometimes just kick to the curb when we're busy. So when you are saying, this is important, I'm going to make sure I do these things, you're teaching them the same.
Why is it important to support mental health starting at birth, and what are some things that people can do in order to be supportive of their children?
We are born with a full range of emotions, but no ability to self-regulate. So this is something that has to be learned, and it has to be practiced over time. Just like we teach kids how to read and do math, this is a skill. And we have to recognize too that we all have mental health, just like physical health. Mental health is not mental illness. And so what that means is we need to be thinking about this starting at birth rather than waiting until kids are older and then figuring out what we can do to support them. And so there are a lot of things we can do even during infancy. And that might mean talking to your baby. We know this builds important connection and attachment, but we also want to name feelings. And we can do this long before they can respond to us. We notice things. Oh, you're smiling. You look happy to see me. When we're doing that, we're really laying this foundation. We're laying the foundation that feelings are okay and normal to talk about. And we're also starting to build up this feelings vocabulary. So as they get a little bit older, we're teaching them more and more words to be able to identify and express how they feel. This is really important because if we don't want them to just communicate through behavior, which can be really challenging, we have to teach them what to do instead. And when they have the ability to identify and express their feelings through healthy ways, it's going to make the feelings more manageable and tolerable. And so that means really starting to talk openly about feelings in a very neutral way. This is important. We don't want to label feelings as good or bad, positive or negative, because it's not going to stop them from having those emotions. It's just that when they do, if we've labeled something like anger as bad, now they're going to feel ashamed when they feel that emotion. But it's a really normal part of life, something we've all felt before. So we want to make sure we're letting them know all feelings are okay and normal. None are good or bad. They just are. And they're also temporary. What you feel today, you're not going to feel forever. And also helping them understand that you can feel more than one at a time. We're very complex. And when we have these conversations openly, we're really normalizing this and helping them to start to look at their emotions with more curiosity and compassion rather than feeling ashamed or wrong for feeling that. We want to make sure that we are proactively teaching kids lots of strategies for how to cope with those feelings in healthy ways. And this is also learned. And we can't do it in the heat of the moment when they're really escalated and we're really escalated. We actually need to do this in moments of calm. So this requires us to be very intentional. We have to think ahead of time, how can I teach these skills so that they can really use them when they need them? And you can weave them in through games and fun opportunities, but teaching them even how to take deep breaths. They could be smelling some food that they love and then blowing out birthday candles. You're teaching them to start to slow down and take deep belly breaths. Well, now they can use that when they're in the heat of the moment and really need to regulate.